Have you ever seen something you wish you hadn't, or thought something you wish you didn't? If you could flick a switch and erase those thoughts from your mind forever, would you? Everything you see and do is stored in your brain as memories. Happy things like birthdays, and scary things like spiders. When these things happen, a set of genes becomes activated, making proteins that create and reinforce neuronal connections. This process is called consolidation and results in permanent memories. But are memories really permanent? Let's do an experiment. What did you have for breakfast this morning? You should have been able to remember this without too much effort. But what did you have for breakfast on the 6th of March 2015? You could probably take a guess, but it would be much less accurate. So memories aren't permanent. They're actually built anew every time we recall them, in a process called reconsolidation. New memories are initially flexible and sensitive to disruption before being consolidated into long-term memories via protein synthesis. In 2000, Karim Nader performed experiments to determine whether, like consolidation, recalling a memory required protein synthesis. He found that already consolidated fear memories are returned to the flexible state when reactivated, requiring protein synthesis in order to be reconsolidated. After reactivating a fear memory in mice, he injected a protein synthesis inhibitor called anesamycin, resulting in a significantly decreased fear response. So, how can we make our scary memories disappear? Studies revolve around interrupting the process of reconsolidation in various ways. Firstly, similar to anesamycin, propranolol blocks beta-adrenergic receptors in the amygdala, interfering with protein synthesis pathways involved in memory. In 2015, Merrill Kint used propranolol to treat patients with a debilitating spider phobia. Giving them a dose of propranolol immediately following interaction with a spider resulted in a reduced fear response when they were asked to return a second time. Secondly, can we shock memories away? Well, my friends, I'm glad you asked. In 2013, Marine Clos performed an experiment on patients suffering depression who were already undergoing electroconvulsive therapy. This involves altering brain chemistry using electrical currents, essentially causing mini seizures. Patients were exposed to two unpleasant visual narratives, one of which was reactivated prior to therapy. 24 hours after therapy, their ability to recall the reactivated narrative was significantly less than their ability to recall the other narrative. Thirdly, would you believe that playing Tetris can affect your memory reconsolidation? Guess what? It can. Overloading your brain can have an effect on recall by interrupting visual flashback memories. In 2015, Emily Holmes and Ella James demonstrated the manipulation of memory using Tetris, which prevented intrusive flashbacks of distressing events due to its high cognitive load. We've been talking a lot about the past. How about the future? There has been controversy regarding Todd Sachter's 2006 finding that memories could be deleted by blocking the memory-related enzyme PKM-zeta, since it was later found that mice without this enzyme were shown to still form memories. However, in 2013, Sachter discovered another enzyme called PKM-II, which takes over in the absence of PKM-zeta. This would benefit from further research, as would applications to the clinical treatment of post-traumatic stress disorder. Furthermore, if we can delete a memory, does this mean we can restore them? What are the implications for the future of neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's? But should we really be playing around with people's memories? The manipulation of memory is a gamble, and its power could be used for evil. It is important to maintain a distinction between the complete deletion of memories and the mere removal of the negative emotional connotations. So maybe you won't forget about that spider, but hopefully you won't be as scared. So here's a quick recap. Store, encode, retain, recall. So will you remember this? Who knows?